If you are in the America First boat, I'm talking to you. That means you don't fully agree with the decisions being made by the Democratic Party or by the Republican Party, but that you really just want to see your nation and its people put first. Hello, my name is Kaitlin Brown, and I created Build America First. And you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and on X. And Build America First is a community of people that value putting our nation and its people first, not just with words, but with actions. It doesn't mean we don't value our allies. It just means let's extend ourselves to the capacity that we can without reducing the resources or benefits from the American people. Now, by no shape or form am I asking you to leave the party you are currently affiliated with. All I'm saying is to join this community of people who are pushing to build America first. Welcome back to the Kaitlin Brown Show. Now, all week throughout the week, we post shorts to give updates on current events and to provide a renewed hope for the future of America. Then we post our weekly show every Thursday night here on YouTube, where we do a deep dive into the topic for that week. This week, it's all things Build America First. You know, my husband said something very powerful one day. He said, if what you are looking for is not built, then maybe God is calling you to create. And I took that with a lot of weight, especially when making the decision to start this community of Build America First. Now you ask, well, Kaitlin, what is Build America First? Build America First is the belief that America's greatest strength has always been its people. When the Constitution states we the people, it doesn't say we the political parties or we the politicians or we the government. It's talking about the people of the United States of America. A stronger nation isn't built by division or empty promises. It's built by creating opportunity, protecting our freedoms, and restoring confidence in the institutions that serve the public. Build America First is where opportunity is within reach for every American. Together, we don't just imagine a stronger America, we build it. And these are the things that the community of Build America First believes. Number one, we believe that the voice of the American people is the strongest voice in the nation. Number two, we are no longer accepting what sounds good. We are only watching the actions being taken. Number three, we believe that no man or woman is perfect and they will always fall short. We believe that the only thing that is true is the Word of God and Jesus Himself. But we will not weaponize our faith or force it onto anyone. A relationship with God is an invitation, not a requirement. We believe that we are all built different, but we remain constant on one thing. We want to build America first. We want to help impact our nation in a big way and ultimately leave it better than how we found it. We want to leave the next generation with something that they can inherit and something they believe is worth fighting for. We believe that if we have leaders with strong character and integrity, we will see big change happen in this nation. Number 9, we believe that the love of money is catastrophic and could be used as a weapon to sway character, integrity, loyalty, and trust. We believe that the value of money can be respected to what it can do, but it cannot be something that people fall in love with and could potentially be blinded with. These are the action steps that we feel will create a stronger nation. So that's why I created the Build America First bill. Build America First bill is built on multiple sections, and I'm going to go ahead and read it off to you guys. These are things that I believe that can help restore trust, loyalty, and unity overall. Section 1. No more market manipulation and insider trading. This has been happening since the beginning of time, and it hurts the American people. Section 1.2. In the Build America First bill, it states we understand that allied relationships are vital for our country, and we will assist them when needed, but we will not overextend ourselves to the point that it deeply affects the quality of the American life. Section 2, with the billions of dollars sent overseas, we will take some of that money and cut healthcare rates by 30% across the nation. And first responders, police, firefighters, and other emergency personnel will get full healthcare coverage for a minimum of 2 people, including themselves, and a 50% discounted rate for the rest of their family. Listen, I was talking to a police officer who lives out in New Jersey with his wife and his 2-year-old son. He said he pays close to $1,800 a month on health care coverage for himself, his wife, and his son. Okay, we're not going to even talk about what his paycheck looks like, but let's just put that into perspective. He has to pay state tax, he has to pay federal tax, and he has to pay $1,800 a month to cover healthcare with his family, and he is a first responder. To me, this is just unfair. To me, this just doesn't make sense. We're sending billions and billions of dollars overseas when the people who are working hard to keep our country safe, to the people who are our first responders, servicemen and women, are paying this much for healthcare, not including the rest of the citizens of the United States of America. It's becoming unaffordable for people. People are choosing cash pay. They are choosing not to have healthcare because they simply just cannot afford it. Section 2.2 in the Build America First bill. Teachers' pay will be raised by 25% across the nation, and homeschooled parents will receive a homeschool tax credit of $500 per child. If you choose to keep your child home and do homeschool, that is completely up to you, and you will receive a $500 tax credit to cover the supplies, to cover the whatever homeschool program you are either purchasing or doing at home. This will serve as a child homeschool tax credit to the parent. Also, our teachers are not getting paid enough. Okay? When we talk about cutting government spending, teachers are usually at the top of the list. And that is not okay. Our teachers are raising the next generation. We need to make sure that they are getting paid well. Middle school, high school, and college students should be excited if they want to become a teacher one day. They shouldn't feel forced to pick another career simply because the teacher pay won't cover middle class way of life. We need to make sure that our teachers are being compensated well as they are creating the next generation of Americans and leaders. Section 3, the Build America First bill will require higher FDA standards to meet the food standards of the EU. No more heavy metals in baby formulas, no more lab-grown meats, and a healthier, more balanced school lunches for children. If children are being approved for a free school lunch, they should get a healthy, well-balanced meal, okay? Section 3.2 on the Build America First bill says that sanitary workers across every airport across the nation will receive a 25% pay increase with higher cleaning standards of our airports. Our airports are disgusting. I travel all the time. I just flew into Miami Airport. I just came from Singapore. Obviously, we cannot even compare. I was in Singapore Airport. I was in Qatar Airport. I was in Haneda in Tokyo, Japan. I mean, guys, we need to uphold a higher standard. And we need to pay our sanitary workers more. We have to pay them more. Section 6 of the Build America First bill. All AI data centers across the nation will need to pay an extra 8% tax to the federal government. These funds will be separated toward a specific project to build a sports complex and living facilities for children in orphanages around the nation. Explained in Section 9, it is time to give back to the next generation. I'm going to jump to Section 9 so I can go over what this will actually look like. We'll go towards building one massive sport complex and living facility that will be built in every state across the nation. This will be fully funded by the U.S. government and by these AI data centers as an orphanage community. Kids will not only be given proper education, meals, and living conditions, but will also be challenged to pick a sport they really enjoy and work to become great at that sport while also getting a great education. This facility will also hold a young adults program for young adults 18 to 22 to get a college education if they choose and pick a skill to focus on as a career. We will help them find proper jobs to get their footing in the world. There will also be an ROTC chapter at every orphanage sport complex around the nation. This will drastically reduce children being exposed to child sex trafficking, young adults ending up in prison or on the streets after aging out of the orphanage. Section 7 of the Build America First bill. Price gouging at gas pumps or grocery stores is illegal and is found guilty and will have to pay a fine starting at $50,000. We are not going to be taking advantage of our American people because of what is going on overseas. If there is price gouging at gas pumps and grocery stores, they will be penalized. We cannot take advantage of the American people because of what happens with natural disasters, because of what is happening overseas. Let's not take advantage of the American people. Let's not make it harder than it already is, okay? Section 8. I love this one. Congressmen and women will have to send in quarterly financial reports of their earnings to a fraud prevention department created by the federal government. The average pay for a congressman or woman is $175,000 annually, and some of their net worth is over $30 million in a matter of 1 to 2 years without ever owning a business. Okay, so how do you go from making $175,000, becoming a congressman or woman, and now your net worth is 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars? How? Somebody please explain that to me. Thanks to Nick Shirley for exposing this, because I think that this is so important that we are made aware and that these individuals are held accountable. These are the people that we trust. These are the people that we put into office. These are the people that we vote for. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and jump to Section 10 of the Build America First bill, and that's immigration. And this is where I stand. Any criminals, gangs, etc., living illegally in the United States will get deported. Now, any illegals that come here illegally to seek asylum or who are already currently in the United States will have 90 days to submit their information on a form online to seek approval for residency in the United States. But because they came here illegally, they will never be able to obtain American citizenship. They will be a resident forever, but they will be able to remain in the U.S. without being deported as long as they do not pose a threat to society. If they want to obtain American citizenship, they will have to self-deport and come into the country legally. This, I believe, is fair. You cannot become an American citizen if you walk in through those doors illegally, okay? You need to come through the legal process, and you can ultimately become an American citizen. If you came here illegally, if you are living here illegally, but if you are paying taxes and if you are doing things the correct way, you can be a permanent resident in the United States of America. This, I believe, is fair. Section 11 of the Build America First bill. Practice of Sharia law is banned in the United States across the board. Only the law of the Constitution will be practiced in the United States. People have the freedom of religion here, but nothing is to be forced onto anyone. Section 12. Mass media will be held accountable if creating hatred propaganda as a weapon to divide the country and the citizens of the United States of America. This will be even across the board, no matter the political party. We need to protect truth and justice in this country. Section 13 of Build America First. Hate crimes and cyberbullying is illegal. At any age, child or adult, you will be held responsible. This will be admittance to minimum 30 days in jail if found guilty. The social media attacks have to stop. You can disagree without threatening somebody's life. You can disagree with somebody. You could even not like somebody, but you don't have to threaten their life, their family's life, or their way of life. Section 14, no force of religion. Christianity is the common religion of the American people, but not for all. Christianity is an invitation, not something that we force onto our nation. Other religions need to fall under this rule as well. We will not have prayer calls or prayer hours announced in cities or states in respect for other people and their beliefs. Muslim, Jewish, and other religions are more than welcome in the United States, and they should feel safe here. But do not expect to push your belief or way of life onto the American people. I also created the Equal Opportunity Act. All Fortune 500 companies need to have a minimum 40% minority race represented in their corporate staff and headquarters, as well as for any companies doing over $100 million in sales per year. What does that mean? That means their corporate staff can't just be white Americans. I consider myself a white American. I can say this, but we need to have equal opportunity for all people, for Asians, African Americans, Latinos. We need to make sure that America is providing the opportunity of having the American dream to every single American, regardless of race or religion. We need to make sure that they are represented, okay? I also believe that there has been this whole thing around like DEI and creating a culture and a language around, the separation of race. I believe a lot of that is a victim mentality mindset, because I truly do believe there is a lot of opportunities here in America. But creating this act, I think, will help desolute a lot of that language, a lot of people feeling like they don't have equal opportunity here, that they don't have equal say here. And so I think if we enact something as the Equal Opportunity Act, I believe that it can create a lot of positive impact for us as a nation. Okay. The last thing I would like to go over is the Stop Child Attacks Bill. Section 1 says any acts of child attacks, including and not limited to pedophilia, child pornography, child sex trafficking involvement, child abuse, sexual child abuse, child neglect, kidnapping, social media, or online communications with underage children, is all penalty by law 30 years to life in prison. And in some states, I have no control over, some states, they have placed the death penalty. We need to do better by protecting our children. We also need to do better in our government assistance for our families in need, our veterans, and our senior citizens. Now, I know that was a lot of information, guys, but I hope that you agree with most, if not all, of everything I just said, because these are major pain points and issues that I have seen our society constantly debate around, and I think we can find solutions to a lot of these problems here at Build America First. I hope this provided more of a vision in the direction we are going, and our goal is to team up with people who align with these views. Once again, I do not care what political affiliation you are a part of. I just care that we want to build America first, and we can breathe life into our communities, our churches, and our homes on the future hope for America. I don't know about you, but I am so ready to see our nation thrive again, like I know we can. We need leaders from around the world to lock arms, because we are only stronger together. And the last thing I want to say is this. My name is Kaitlin Brown. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I am an author and a business owner. But more importantly, I'm just a normal somebody that just wants to leave this world better than how I found it. And I hope that I can meet more people that share that same vision. Not for us, but for the generations that come before us and for those that will come after us. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of The Kaitlin Brown Show. Please share this with somebody you know that you think will share the same vision and mission. And make sure to like and subscribe to this video. And down below, I went ahead and shared all the links to follow Build America First across all pages, Instagram, TikTok, and on X. Thank you guys so much for joining us on The Kaitlin Brown Show, and I will see you guys next Thursday.